Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Callie. What is good? I would say this is another Tip Tuesday, but it is not Tuesday because I was having a lot of issues with my screen recordings because screen recordings hate me. But anyways, this is actually a highly requested video for Tip Tuesday. A lot of people want to know how I edit with my presets. I know it sounds kind of like simple and basic if you use presets, but at the same time, I think people want to see what they do or how I use them before maybe buying them, or I don't know, maybe they already have them and they're confused. First of all, obviously I have my own presets. I have the Lumos preset pack. I just put them on sale for Black Friday, for Cyber Monday, and I'm super stoked to see you guys already using them. I love that so much. It is called the Lumos preset pack because I made this pack specifically based on what everybody was saying that they wanted. They wanted their photos to be brighter, to bring out the colors. I was like, what do you like about my editing? And I'm gonna make presets for you based on that. I'm already working on pack 2, which is a much more like darker vibe for people who don't like the super bright photos. And I've been editing and I feel like that's kind of like the way my feed's going right now. Obviously by default I go back to bright photos because that's just what I like, but at the same time trying to switch up the vibe a little bit. So I have 6 presets in the preset pack. You can either buy the total pack or you can buy the singles or the single presets. That's a whole different story. If you go over to the site that's linked down below for my presets, have at it. But what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna pull open 6 photos. I'm gonna use each preset and I'm gonna show you guys how I edit with them. Now a preset is used in Lightroom. So Lightroom is free. So you don't have to like pay for Lightroom if you wanna get my presets. That's not what it is. So Lightroom is a free editing app. You don't need to have the subscription to use them. But you do need Lightroom for sure, and you need like a basic knowledge of how to use Lightroom. So I say like a lot of getting used to using presets is trial and error and practice in the app. Like sometimes in your downtime, you wanna just go practice editing a photo for real. And presets are made because to be like a one-click fix. However, they're not always a one-click fix because my skin tone might not be your skin tone. You might not want as many blues in your photo as I do, or you might want less saturation or more warmth or cooler. Like, it's all up to preference. So that's why you have to play with it and you have to get to know the app a little bit. But I'm hopeful and I'm proud to say that I feel like I created 6 presets that really do dramatically change your photo in a click, and you really only hopefully have to adjust a few things based on your personal liking. So all I'm gonna do, whip out my phone, and I'm going to head into the Lightroom app and we're just gonna get this thing rolling. All right, so the first one that I'm gonna show you guys is going to be Country Roads. Country Roads is one of the most popular or the most used based on the feedback that I'm getting. So I'm going to go to this photo of me. And what I do is I scroll over and I click on presets, and I already have the preset pack opened. Like if I close this, you would see other presets that I have, but the Lumos is the one that I'm using today. And what I do is I literally just click down and see which vibe I like the most. So, and based on knowing pretty much knowing the app and knowing what I can do with it, like looking at this, I like that it still has a lot of the colors, and I like that you can see the bowl really well and that it's bright. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, it's a little too warm, but I think I can like tone that down. So I'm gonna pick Country Roads. And what I'm gonna do is right away, I'm gonna go into that color tab, and I just wanna turn down the temperature a little bit. I wanted to turn down the warmth. I'm gonna turn the tint up just a little, and I'm gonna go into light just because I feel like it's a little light to like the left of the photo. And a lot of what I do is like scrolling around and then undoing it to see like, did I like it that way better, or you know, whatever. And yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of play with these. Once you have the preset, the thing that I think you need to adjust the most, and I think people ask about this, is you have to go into this mix tab. And for me, it's usually the reds, the oranges, and the yellows based on my skin. So I will go into the orange, and like here, I feel like there's a lot, because the banister is yellow, it's like reflecting on my face. So I'm gonna try to like make my skin tone a little bit more red, and maybe even like tone down the saturation just a little bit. The luminance is like the key to kind of how tan you look, / just making sure your color looks normal. So I like that. I'm gonna go to yellow, and I'm gonna kind of tone the yellow more to the orange. I like keeping that more to the orange side. And see, like if you look at the top, like I'm desaturating that, but I don't need to do that too much. and it's kind of just what I want. And then I'm gonna go into the greens because of the trees and kind of my avocado and the food. And I really just play with like what I want it to be and how I want it. And then I just like to do the whole before, after, and I would feel, oops, confident posting that picture. So I'm just gonna hit this upper arrow, save to camera roll, we're good to go. All right, so I have this photo of Cynthia and I from her goodbye ride, and anytime I pretty much take a photo at Seoul, I'm gonna go to presets and I'm going to go to the white walls. I would test the rest, but I know for a fact that I wanna use white walls in this photo. So I can see that it's just a little too warm for me. So I'm gonna go to color and I'm gonna tone that down just a little bit. And I'm gonna go into light, and the exposure can also fix that, thankfully. And I'll play with the highlights. Like I said, it's a lot of just like going back and forth and seeing what you like and what you don't like. The preset will fix it immediately if your photo isn't trash. I'm just being honest. Some people think that a preset is just gonna immediately fix like a blurry photo or a photo in horrible lighting. That's not always the case. Like the photo has to be like still a decent enough photo that you're just gonna enhance it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna get a yellow and I'm just going to make that a little bit more orange. You can see that the floor is definitely being affected by the yellows. I'm gonna go to our skin tone, make it a little bit more red, desaturate it a little bit and make our luminance a little higher. I'm gonna take the orange or the red more towards the orange. This is, like I said, this preset, in presets, a lot of what you're gonna do is just a lot of like skin and color correcting for what you need. And then you just look at this original photo and you're like, ooh, scary soul cycle lighting. And then you're like, oh wow, that's actually a decent picture, which I love. I just save it as small because I'm just probably posting on Instagram, so you don't need to save it as like the maximum file to take up more space on your phone. It's so funny whenever I take a picture of soul cycle, some people are like, white walls, and I'm like, shut up. All right, so now I have this photo of Janelle and I, and it's the same thing. Scroll over to presets and check what all of them look like. So it's really what vibe you want. I don't love that. That's pretty cool. I'd have to really play with the colors there. It's really a lot of me like talking to myself and being like, okay, I know what I can do to that and what would be too much work, so I should just use another preset. I personally like homebody a lot because it's like really making, I like the way the water and the trees look, and it's making our sweatsuits look really, really like white. So I'm gonna hit check. And right away, I know I'm gonna go to light because it's like way too bright. So I'm gonna turn that down, and immediately that looks better. I mean, we look like Oompa Loompas at the moment. And I'm gonna turn the highlights down a little bit, and then I'm gonna straighten the color. I'm gonna take some warmth away, and I have to go into that orange to give our skin looking like we're human beings again. And then I'm gonna just take that luminance up. I'm gonna even make it a little bit more red, and I'm gonna desaturate it a little bit. And honestly, like, I feel comfortable. Like, there's a before, which is already beautiful in Lake George, but it's just like elevating and making the photo so much better, different, whatever. So before, after. I miss Janelle. Save. And that was homebody, which definitely helps in like poor lights, or if you want to really make a photo like crazy bright. So a lot of people, based on the feedback that I'm getting, love country roads. They love good vibes, probably the most. They say that's what they use the most. But also extra fries, I think, is like definitely a vibe. However, I personally use sunshine the most. I don't know, it's just I always default to that. So I'm gonna show you how I edit one of these photos with sunshine. I have this photo from New York, which is already such a great photo, but I'm gonna go to presets and I'm gonna test them out. Like, I like country roads, I love extra fries. I literally could use, I mean, besides homebody, I could honestly use any of these presets on this photo. New York, so I'm gonna hit check, but I just love sunshine. I love what it does to my jacket. I love what it does to the background. And like, I would 100% post this photo exactly as it is. However, I mean, if I want, I can go into my color, oranges, and just kind of add a little bit more luminance to my face. And if you wanted to play with the blues, you could totally desaturate them. You can tell that that changes the photo some with the buildings in my jacket. But I kind of like them having a little bit of blue. And then, like, for example, it's just crazy how quickly a photo could change. I want to show you this. So look at this photo right now. And then if I turn the warmth up from 4 to like 15, it's a totally new photo, which is like so cool. I don't know, I think editing is so fun. But I really like it as is right here. Like, I barely had to do anything to this, and this just shows like a preset in like good lighting and stuff like that, like, is amazing. So before, after, I love that so much. I love that picture. I've used it in so many variations all over social media. So I have this photo here, and I'm gonna scroll over to presets. I know I keep saying the same thing. And I'm just gonna test these out, but I know which one I'm gonna use. Like, sunshine looks really good. Like I said, I always default to sunshine. But I loved extra fries for some reason, because it, like, you have no idea where I am, first of all. It's just like cool. So I'm gonna hit this. And I already know, like, I wanna bring the blue up a little, and the photo's a little warm for my liking. So I'm gonna just tone that down slightly and kind of adjust the light. I've learned that adjusting the exposure and the warmth, if you want the photo to be a little bit cooler, definitely helps. And then pretty much all I'm gonna do is go into the color. I'm a little orangey yellow, so I'm gonna kind of turn the oranges down to red and like saturate myself a little bit more and like take the luminance down just a little bit. And the yellow, if you pay attention to my sneaker and the sign, that makes it crazy. But let's go into the blue, because the background, I wanna still see that it's the sky slightly, but I don't want it to be like insane. It's barely reading on the turquoise. So if I turn this up some and saturate it some, so like if I did that and you let go, like that's crazy, that doesn't even look real. But ever so slightly, I just like this photo as like, wow, I'm like in the clouds, but it's like super, super bright and light. Because if I wanted to leave the photo like this, it looks sick, it looks cool, and I could really edit the blues of that. But like, I just think extra fries gives such a different vibe and tone to any photo you're gonna put it on. So I like that, it's cool, holla. And last and certainly not least is going to be good vibes, which people seem to really, really like. I'm gonna go to this photo of my best friend Madeline and I from a wedding. And I like good vibes a lot when there's colors in the photo and you really just wanna like bring it out totally. Like photos of the beach, great. So I'm gonna scroll over to presets. Since I already know I'm using good vibes, like I would use multiple, but I like good vibes. It's, once again, still a little warm for my liking. It's so funny that they're all like that. It's because I'm so used to like editing with cool photos right now. So I'm gonna turn that down some. I'm gonna make the tint just a little bit towards the pink side and take the vibrance down some. All right, so we're gonna go into this color. So because she's wearing a yellow dress, it's gonna make this a little tricky, but I'm just gonna play with it. Actually, it's really not reading. Her dress is super yellow. So I wanna tone down the wall in the background. If you can tell, like here it is, and I'm gonna take it down, make it more white. That's gonna tone that down, but that's gonna brighten it up. I like that. So the orange, yeah, it's reading her dress as orange, and our skin. So I'm gonna take us more towards 0 and desaturate us just a little bit, because my spray tan was so dark for that wedding. And see what it's doing, like, whoa, no thank you. Whoa, no thank you. So you just have to find like that medium of where you wanna be. And I think around there is good. And then for my dress, I don't know if it's gonna read it. Yeah, it's reading it as teal. And my dress was actually like really mint. So it's nice because I can get it back to kind of the color that it was. And yeah, if I go to the greens, it'll edit the greens in the background. I don't want them to be like, I don't want them to stand out. Whenever I don't want green to stand out, I usually make it more yellow. And then I turn the luminance pretty high. And then looking at this, like I wanna see like highlights, turn those down just a little bit. Give us a few more blacks. It's really just a lot of like scrolling and then going back. So here's the photo before. And great, whatever, it was such a beautiful day, but then it just like enhances it. It makes it brighter and more beautiful. I'm so annoying. I really hope that that like helped. You know, for example, like say you just wanna take a photo for your story, which I do a lot now, and I'll just slap it in Lightroom or I'll slap it in VSCO. I edit in VSCO a lot for my stories just because like it's literally just like I put it on and I don't care. But like for example, this like food, like it just like ups the game, you know what I mean? All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. I know that it was a lot of me just literally showing you like, you tap this and put the preset on and then you kind of fix little things, but I think it's like always helpful to see little tweaks. Or I want you guys to be able to see that like the presets do work and they're great, and I'm so grateful for everybody who's already brought the presets since I launched them in, what was that, the end of September, I think. Like, it's like blown my mind. So I'm so happy about that, and I'm so thankful. And if you are somebody who's already bought the presets, like, or you do before I release my next pack, like I got your back on the next pack. I'm gonna give you guys like a little deal for sure. And then comment down below if you have them, and down below if you have an idea of what you want the next pack to, or what you want in future packs, because I'm already definitely working on my next pack. Like I said, is a much darker vibe, if that's a way that you like to edit. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you guys have any questions about my presets, please let me know. It is linked down below. Please read the descriptions about everything. You can buy the whole pack where you get the 6 and you get a download tutorial. So in this tutorial, I literally show you how to download them to your phone. I show you how to put them into Lightroom, and I show you how to save them as a preset. And then all you have to do is everything I just showed you. Scroll over preset, hit it, and go. And that comes with the whole preset pack. Or I also have single packs, listen, packs, that also have the download tutorial in them, and then I have single presets. The single presets do not have the tutorial in them. So if you have no idea how to download a preset or how to upload it into Lightroom, you need to get a pack of some sort. Yes. And I think that's it. So Tip Tuesday, I know, is very specific today. It's not even Tuesday, it's Tip Wednesday, Wednesday whatever. So that's what my new segment is called, Wednesday whatever. And I just hope it's showed you a little bit more of how you can just literally add a preset and adjust from there. Make sure that you guys are always doing that. The oranges and the yellows are very, very important when you're using a preset. And don't get frustrated. It takes time to get used to Lightroom. So just download Lightroom, play in it. You don't even have to buy my presets right now. You don't even have to get anybody's presets right now. Just download Lightroom, put a photo in, and start playing with different things. I can go into way more in depth about Lightroom later. So let me know what you want to see for the next Tip Tuesday or whatever. I will be back on track next week, so we're all good on that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys Friday for a new vlog. Bye!